I want to tell you a story from Talmud Yerushalmi, Masechta Peah, Perek Ches. It's a story. It's a Gemara in Yerushalmi. It's a clear Gemara. Tell me what you think about this story and what would happen to you. How would you look at it if it happened to you? It's a Gemara in Yerushalmi, a clear Gemara. Reb Yochanan and R went to bathe. Where? The hot springs of Tveria. Reb Yochanan and R were brothers-in-law. They were considered the Gedolei Hadar. They lived in the 3rd century after the Common Era in Eretz Yisrael. Reb Yochanan is the editor of the whole Talmud Yerushalmi. He's the first generation of Ameirayim, like the transition of Tanoim Ameirayim. He brings in Reish Lakish, the whole famous story Masechta Bava Metzia. He was a gangster, a gladiator, and he brings him in. And together they really, anybody learns Gemara, Reb Yochanan and Reish Lakish are the two characters that pervade, much of Shas. In the hot springs of Tveria, you have natural hot springs that are healthy, and they were always known as healthy until today. People go often. You ever went to Chamei Tveria? It's an interesting place. Reb Yochanan and Reish Lakish, the Gemara says in Yerushalmi, they both go to bathe there. As they're entering the place, so today we're used to, by the Kaisel, there's always somebody collecting money. Not one person, usually a few dozen people. The Gemara says in front of the Chamei Tveria there was what today you would call, what do we call them today? A fundraiser. Yeah, some people have other names for them. Whatever it is, somebody collecting money. He turns to the Reb Yochanan and Reish Lakish and he says, I need money. I'm a poor man, please give me money. Reb Yochanan and Reish Lakish say, we're going in to bathe, we're going into the mikveh, whatever, we're going into Chamei Tveria, and when we go out, we'll give you. They go in. How long are they there? The Gemara doesn't say. Could be they were there a whole day, could be they were there a few hours, could be they were there a short time, I don't know. They come out. The man is dead. He's on the floor, he's dead. They realized, they look, he died from emaciation, starvation. So it seemed. First half of the story. Now I want to know what most people sitting in this room would feel when you see that moment. The guy asked you for money. You said, I'll give you soon. I'm in a rush, whatever the excuse was. It's under my clothes, a chabnisht, okay, whatever. You have a credit. Huh?
And we're wearing their pants, probably. I mean, they're already going into the mikveh.
Okay, it was in the outside. I don't know exactly. Okay, whatever. And the guy is dead. The guy is dead. He wanted to buy water or orange juice. He's dead. What would be the natural feeling of a person? What's the word that comes? Guilt. How long would you be in therapy for this? That you murdered somebody indirectly, but you killed somebody? How long you think?
Rest of the life.
Half an
Okay.
hour.
Half an hour a day.
No, half an hour.
Okay, that's it.
If at all.
Reb Yochanan and Reish Lakish turn to each other, the Gemara says, and one says to the other, we didn't have the schus to be here for him during his lifetime. At least let us have the schus to be there for him during his death. He needs a lot of things now. He needs a tefillah, he needs tachrichim, he needs a levaya, he needs a burial place, he needs a matzeva. He needs all these things. Somebody to say Kaddish, I would add. Let's have the schus to be there for him in his death. So they take the body and they start the process. The mikveh, bathing, washing, mikveh, kvura, everything. They take responsibility. As they're removing the clothes to be able to cleanse the body, they find in the bosom a whole bag of golden coins. In other words, the guy had a lot of money. He had a machala. It's called, some people, they can't fagin, zichalein, right? It's a machala, there's a name for it. What's the name for it? It's a level of stinginess to the point of death. That's the Maisa. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. I want you to think about the story for a moment. How many people would respond like Reb Yochanan and Reish Lakish when they saw that? The natural response is, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I just killed somebody. I Pashat killed somebody. This guy is dead. And you live with that, If you're Jewish, what do they say? The definition of a Jew is that if you don't feel guilty, you blame yourself. So if you don't feel guilty, you're even more guilty. You're even more guilty. You're such a Rasha that you killed somebody, you don't even feel guilty. You get obsessed about the fact that you're not obsessed. Right? In fact, many obsessions of people are about the fact that they're not obsessed. They're not feeling guilty enough. And you could spend your whole life on the couch trying to deal with what a horrible person you are, and the psychoanalyst will help you figure out where your narcissism comes from, probably from your mother and your grandmother, from Chava and the snake, and that's why you're so selfish, and that's why you can't see enough. V'chuli, 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 v'chuli. Shine. Reb Yochanan and R says, tell me if their response doesn't seem quite callous. The guy is dead, not a word. Callous,
Sensitive.
gleichgültig. Gleichgültig. Now you understand? Okay. Huh? Such apathy? Not a word. Tshuva. I can't believe it. God forgive us for it. Not a word. No. Next! It's almost like the Chevra Kaddish in Yerushalayim. You ever watch them in action? Yoshe B'seise, no. Yoshe B'seise. Vu, was, when? That's it. He needs a Levaya? Okay, we'll do a Levaya. You just killed the guy. They don't know yet that he killed himself. Okay, that's the next stage of the story. But I'm trying to understand their approach. Not a word about what they did. Only about what they have to do right now. Now, these are not even regular people who would be surprising. Rabbi Yochanan and R were literally the spiritual giants of a generation. Rabbi Yochanan is considered one of the greatest Jews of that day. The way the Chazal speak about him.
He himself had lost.
And he himself knew what losses in the famous Gemara in Brachas. 10 children, Dain Garmei. What's the Gemara saying here? The Gemara is saying here, I have no other way of saying it, it's telling us about the concept of living in the present moment in the most extreme way, not being bogged down by any experience that does not allow you to fulfill what God, what Hashem wants from you at this very moment. Meaning, do they have to do tshuva for what they did? Of course. Would have they done tshuva for what they did? I'm sure. For a year, for 5 years, for 20 years, maybe for their whole life. I don't know. L'poil, they figured something out because they saw what happened. That's not the issue. What they're saying is, one second, we could sit down now and go to therapy and talk about how horrible we are. But this person also is dead. He needs a levaya, he needs kvura, he needs tachrichim, he needs tara. So it sounds saintly to go into the world of guilt and talk about how bad we are. But it's abandoning the calling, the destiny, the shlichus, and the opportunity of this moment right now. Right now, we are called to help this person reach a burial. That's also a significant thing. Yes, it doesn't whitewash killing somebody and then making him, right, as they used to say, the person who killed both of his parents, and in the court he said, Habrachmanas, ich ben ayasam. You sure you murdered your father and mother? Of course you're ayasam, Habrachmanas. It's not to whitewash something and say, I'm going to do a nice kvura. Father always told me that the communists, their brilliance was, Stalin, Lenin, they would kill you and then they made a state funeral. They knew how to make funerals. It was unbelievable. That was their genius. It's not whitewashing what has to be fixed, and such a thing like shvichas damim, even b'shoigig. It was b'shoigig, obviously, they weren't trying to kill him. It wasn't an Indian of Mazid. But still, shvichas damim b'shoigig is no small thing. You caused indirectly the death of somebody. But the vart is, what Reb Yochanan and R is, there's a difference between guilt and a relationship with God, and the two are usually opposite. The two are not usually opposite. They sound similar. The more guilty, the more horrible you feel, the more holy you are. It's the other way around. Because the more guilty and horrible you feel, the less you could be connected to what God wants from you right now. Because what you're busy is saying, you're nothing, you're a loser, you denigrate yourself, you're not in touch with what life calls of you, of the relationship with life right now. The world was created right now.